Hello, people. Welcome to Man's TV. Well, let me first start off by thank you for tuning in. As I said in my first video, I'll be talking mainly about civil rights, police brutality, and the way of health in our life, dieting, and of course for the people of color. Now, I must say, I got started by listening to Nature Boy. If you don't know who Nature Boy is, just punch it in your YouTube, it pop right up. Nature Boy and Azul TV really got me going here. I like what they were saying. They were on some real shit. Before that, I was listening to Mr. Louis Farrakhan and Malcolm X. And if you really want to know the truth, there is no he or them or they if I was to choose. It's all. But I stand firmly behind Malcolm X because he's very genuine, eloquent, and very, very outspoken. So is Mr. Farrakhan. But there's something about Malcolm X's speech that just I can resonate with as I look what happened 50 years ago and today. It's just almost that he was right on point. And of course, Mr. Farrakhan is right on point. Once again, if you go to Malcolm X tapes, you can Google it or right here at YouTube, you will understand it. Sometimes you have to replay it and rewind it. That's my daily dose at night because it's quiet and I can understand a lot of his language. And you may have to slow it down a little bit, or like I said, replay it over and over. So let me just start by police brutality, shall we? The same shit going on 50 years ago going on today. Of course, they're using less dogs. And maybe they're using less billy clubs. But they're using more bullets and lead. Gunfire. To kill innocent, unarmed, unjust people of color. We got to stand up and we got to fight this great beast. That same beast they were fighting 50 years ago. Or let's just say 400 years ago. If you really want to get to it. We're fighting today. Yes. So, brothers and sisters, technology has caught up with them. Cell phones or tablets, keep them charged. You have a right, we have a right for them to give us respect on our human rights. And getting back to Malcolm X, did you know he was going to the United Nations to sue so-called Uncle Sam for violating our rights for over 400 years, mainly due to the Middle Passage? I mean, the Black Holocaust of the Middle Passage was unbearable. And if you haven't seen that, just keep Googling it, YouTubing it, and you'll see certain search videos and documentaries coming up. I ain't talking about Roots. Roots was a good movie. But to understand how much of a horror that over 600 million people of color, slaves, were taken from their land and dumped into the sea, abused, spit on, kicked on, women abused, men abused, babies. Why? Because the devil stayed busy. And it's true. In 20 years, as you're going to see more and more of the colored population turning color, because somehow the white man is unable to reproduce like the black man. It's been like that since ancient times. But it's 2017 now. You know the examples? Look at the examples. They're buying boobs, injecting their butt, injecting their lips, tanning. They want to find some way genetically to be like the black man, the black woman. Now, I'm only going to give you 10 minutes today because I'm just getting started. I've got a lot more to talk about and a lot more for you to get in. In the meantime, fruits and vegetables. Please, fruits and vegetables. And I'm not talking about those fruits and vegetables from those local markets in the inner city that throw rotten old produce at us as if we're dogs. No. The game is about to change. And we must help make that change. We must feed our grandchildren and our children the best. These junk foods, these Mickey D's and the BKs, even these Coney Islands in some places. Bad. And them hot Cheetos, throw them in the garbage. Throw them in the garbage. They are the first step for heart disease. And you see little kids begging for them in these grocery stores and these party stores. No. If you want to use some regular hot sauce, get you some regular hot sauce. But those hot Cheetos and those junk foods, no good. Now, Azul, everybody can't make it to Costa Rica. But it would be nice. And since they kidnapped us and robbed us and took us out of our environment and brought us to Babylon, well, it might take 400 more years to get us back to where we come from. But however, they got us here, so they got to deal with it. And while we're here, or since we can't go back to Africa, then we got to bring Africa here in a sense of eating right, getting all the sunshine we can get, learning our language and our history, learning what tribe we actually come from, and to teach our children once again who they are and what they will become. Now, I don't know if all of us are going to be queens and kings, but it would be nice to know what would have been like if the white man and the white beast would have just left us alone on our continent. What would this world be like? Have you ever thought about it? What would this world be like and look like? My imagination would say definitely kings and queens, still in power, as some of our tribes have been. But as far as a superpower, probably would have been super duper power. I know some are going to be disappointed on my words, but there's a lot to learn from this. So my 10 minutes is up for today. Stay tuned for the next video on Man's TV. Peace and love. I'm out.